Welcome to the Magic Our Way podcast. I'm Kevin Smith, and now get ready for all the Disney there is. Turn up your mouse ears, kids.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way. Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations. Feel it, feel it. We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us for this show. We present Magic Their Way and Magic Our Way. Talking about Lighthouse Point, the planned Mary Poppins attraction, and Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No, sir. We are not in the parks every day trying to tell you what's going on with Disneyland Splash Mountain.
That's right, Kev. We're here to drink, talk some Disney, and start a new chapter of the Magic Our Way podcast.
Ooh, that just sounded so good. May as well just turn the page right now.
Ding, ding. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And this is where the part where we address some changes that are happening in the show.
Yes.
So normally Lee would do his thing here, but a lot of things came up. You noticed he wasn't on the past couple of shows. There's a lot of personal things that dealt with his scheduling that just really didn't jive with us. And so we're parting ways with Lee.
Yes. Amicably.
Very amicably.
Yeah, but he understood.
It was a very good breakup. He was coming from the same side, too, when we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still friends. Nothing, no hard feelings or anything. It's just a recognizing that, their schedules are no longer meshing.
Right.
Very mature.
But yeah, thank you to all you that booked with Lee and helped support this show. But we do have a new travel agent to introduce to our show.
An excellent travel agent. I could not be any more excited about this.
I'm pretty excited about it, too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you've heard her the past couple of shows. And she's also been on a bunch of other shows as, she's kind of like a lot of the people that join our show. They're weekends first, and then all of a sudden, here they go. They're doing their thing.
That's true.
And she's rocking and rolling with the travel agency stuff. So I'd like to welcome to the show for her first official appearance on the Magic Our Way podcast as our travel agent from Wishful Wanderings Travel. It's Rachel Auberge.
Hey!
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be here. What an honor and a joy. And I've been a fan of the show and a part of the community for 8 years. And I don't know that I ever thought I would be here as a host. So I'm just super excited. I'm going to shout out to all the lady Mowikins out there that we have a female voice on the show now, which is totally new for you all. I mean, to have a regular one. You've had them before.
Yeah, I was going to say, we try to be progressive.
Yes. But I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to what this new chapter looks like for all of us.
I'm going to tell you this honestly, and we're not just kissing your ass here. When it came to replacing Lee, there was one name on that list, and it was yours. And
This is true.
Seriously, from the get-go, the very first minute I booked a trip with you, I'm like, we need her on this show at some point in time. I've been talking about this, they'll attest for it, for a long time. I thought it'd be great if we'd have you and Lee in some kind of a way working with one another, but we kind of realized that that's not likely to ever have happened. So when this opportunity came along, there was only one person on that list that we felt that could not just give the listeners a great travel agent they can book with, but add substance and, as you said, a female voice to the show. And that's
passion.
Absolutely.
That is something that we did wish we could kind of do. I mean, believe it or not, this lineup kind of came together by happenstance. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like we planned it like this. We didn't mean for 4 guys to be on the show at the same time. It was just 2 of us.
Yeah, started with 2.
And then we had one listener, and he kept writing in, and that was Lee.
And he came to your house.
Yes.
I invited him to your house.
Kevin invited a stranger to my house, and that's how we met him. And then I think Kevin had a show and was out for a while, so I just asked Eli to come in and pinch hit because we were recording something else. So that's how this all came to be. But yes, if we could have put this together in a lab, we definitely would have had a female voice. So
to balance all out,
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be here. And folks, I think if you want to reach out and support us and support the show, you can reach out and book with me. Is it Rachel at magicourway.com?
Yes, it will be. Yes.
Yeah. So that email will be working out pretty soon, and that will help us know that you are booking with me because you love the show and you want to help support what all of us do. And we thank you for that.
All right, with all that being said, guys, let's take it back from the top. My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
So, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's talk about magic their way and magic our way. Welcome to The Q, the segment in which we get to discuss all the news and happenings in the world of Disney today. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're talking about magic their way and magic our way.
That's right, Kev. Basically, what we're going to do is take a few news stories that are out there right now and discuss what Disney is going to be doing and how we would do it our way.
Exactly. So we have our travel agent on her very first show. Very, very excited. And she's going to take us through all the stuff that they're doing or planning on doing or have already announced that they're doing. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Lighthouse Point. So Rachel, take it away. What do they have going on for Lighthouse Point?
Yeah, I am so excited about Lighthouse Point. So Lighthouse Point, if you aren't aware, is part of Disney Cruise Line. So this is not a theme park thing. It's a cruise line thing. And it is a new private island that Disney is going to be offering access to on many of their Bahamian cruises. I always struggle with that a little bit.
It's
Bahamian.
tough. Yeah, Bahamian.
Anyway, this was announced prior to the pandemic. It was actually announced alongside the expansion of Disney Cruise Line, which was going to include 3 new ships. And one of those 3 ships is the Wish, which is already sailing. And the next one, which we anticipate in 2025, is the Treasure. And then after that, there will be a 3rd ship, but that information has not been really announced yet, just that they are still planning the 3 ships. I wonder a little bit, I think you all covered it a little bit ago, that Disney is planning to purchase a very large cruise ship
Yes.
that was built for an Asian market. And so I don't know if they're going to kind of announce that one as the 3rd ship, and we'll get the Wish, the Treasure, and then whatever that one will be renamed.
It'll be called Epic Disney.
Yeah. Really big ship,
Yes.
going to sail in Asia.
I'm going to go with Cruise Plus.
Yeah. Cruise Plus. Yeah.
I like that.
But so Lighthouse Point is kind of a natural expansion of the Bahamian itineraries. With more ships, you need more places to go, more ports. And so I think Lighthouse Point is a part of that. I was initially extremely excited about this because Joe Rohde was tapped to be the lead Imagineer
That's right.
on this project. And now, if y'all have been around for the last few years, you know that Joe Rohde has since moved on and he's working for Virgin Galactic, or at least he was. But he's no longer working on this. But I'm hoping that a lot of it still has his fingerprints on it, because I love Joe Rohde's work. Like everything that is my favorite in the parks, I'm like, oh, Joe Rohde did it. That makes sense. So Lighthouse Point, we got some news on it this week. We got itineraries. So starting in summer 2024, you and your family or your chosen cruise mates will be sailing or can sail to Lighthouse Point. There'll be 2 ships that will be visiting Lighthouse Point. And for the start, it actually won't be the Wish, which I was surprised about. The 2 ships that'll be sailing to Lighthouse Point to start off are the Disney Fantasy out of Port Canaveral and the Disney Magic out of Fort Lauderdale, which is relatively new port for Disney. Their Florida ports have traditionally been Port Canaveral or Miami. And they will still be Port Canaveral and Miami, but they are adding Fort Lauderdale sailings with the Magic, and it's going to be alternating between 3, 4, and 5 night sailings. And Lighthouse Point is included on all of those sailings. And in some of the 5 night sailings, you can actually go to Lighthouse Point and Castaway Cay on the same cruise, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
The 7 nights on the Fantasy also most of them are going to both.
Okay.
So just some information about Lighthouse Point. There is a bunch of concept art that's released. So if you're looking to get some glimpses on the concept art, pop over to Disney Parks blog. They have all the pictures posted. But they have a little bit of a description of what they're expecting as well. So I thought I'd read a little bit of Disney's copy, and then we can talk a little bit about what we're seeing in the concept art and what we're hoping will be there that maybe isn't in the concept art yet. All right, so the Parks blog says, at Lighthouse Point, families will enjoy a day of fun in the sun as they relax on pristine beaches, embark on active adventures, and discover the magic of Bahamian storytelling alongside favorite Disney characters Much like Disney's cruise ships and private island of Castaway Cay, Lighthouse Point will offer activities and areas for every age group. And so they talks a little bit about some of the activities they're going to have. They mentioned market-style dining, which I think is a fancy word for food court.
Food court? I was wondering about that, yeah.
So there's that.
It's like Harambe Market, right?
Exactly.
Animal Kingdom is what I thought of, which is a food court.
Right. An expansive family beach, recreation, and then other amenities. They talk about the importance of Bahamian art, that there'll be a lot of Bahamian art and culture featured, and there'll actually be a separate culture pavilion that will have some special programs and local artists that really celebrate the traditions of the Bahamas. And that to me is like, that's Joe Rohde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was kind of his passion, was bringing in the local culture of the places that these Disney properties were inspired by. And in the case of Lighthouse Point, you're actually in the Bahamas. So it'd be nice to know a little bit about their local culture. There's going to be a big interactive family water play area with slides and water drums and fountains, and then a dedicated toddler space. And then there'll be an adult exclusive beach, kind of like Serenity Bay on Castaway Cay. And that will have its own access to food and drinks throughout the day. And that area will also have some private cabanas for adults only.
Nice.
There's going to be a kids club on the island. And a splash pad that will be inspired by characters from The Little Mermaid.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there's also going to be 20 premium family cabanas that you can rent, including double cabanas that will accommodate larger groups and have massage services available.
Eli, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And then there's also going to be some sports areas. They have some of this on Castaway Cay too. Specifically, this one's going to have a gaming pavilion, which sounds like, it's going to have like foosball tables and ping pong and stuff like that. A volleyball court, a gaga ball pit. My kids love gaga ball, so they will be very excited.
What is Gaga Ball?
Oh, gaga ball is you're like in this sort of octagon shaped corral, I guess, like sort of like fenced in area.
Like a pit?
Yeah, like a pit. Yeah, the sides of it are about as tall as like your knees.
Okay.
Maybe a little taller.
Oh, so it's not in the ground, it's above ground.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So like an
Yeah.
octagon. Yeah.
So there's like boards that are usually like sort of the fence around it. It's like
Okay.
octagon shaped. And you use like a playground ball and you kind of hit it at the people in the pit, kind of like around the pit. You can only use one hand and you try to, it's kind of like dodgeball a little bit. You try to get people.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's fun. My kids really like it, and sometimes they convince me to play with them. So I've played a couple of times. It's a fun game.
It's like Thunderdome for children.
I was going to say.
A little bit. So you can figure out what Gaga Ball is and play with your family on Lighthouse Point.
Oh.
Then they'll have some watercraft and bike rentals, some nature trails for hiking and biking. And there'll be some new port adventures that are specifically focused on local culture and like appreciating the natural beauty of the Bahamas and kind of honoring that. So yeah, and then it's going to have all your extras to, make it a really easy beach day, like the chairs and the towels and all that stuff will be included like on Castaway Cay. So yeah, that's the plan for Lighthouse Point. Sailing start summer 2024, starting in June. And it's going to start off with a really special sounding one that I am sure is outside my budget, but I would love to take it.
What is it?
There's going to be a 7-night inaugural cruise aboard the Disney Fantasy. And it's going to have 2 stops at Lighthouse Point and 1 stop at Castaway Cay.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Yeah. Which sounds amazing.
That sounds awesome.
Does.
So
Pricey.
can people start booking now for these things?
So booking starts pretty soon. So starting tomorrow, Monday, March 27th, we're recording this on Sunday, the 26th. So this will have already happened by the time it posts. Platinum and Golden Oak can book first. And then if you're a Gold Castaway Club member, you can book on Tuesday, March 28th. And then when this goes up, Wednesday, March 29th, that will be our Silver Castaway Club members and our DVC folks, as well as the Adventure Insiders, if you've done an Adventure by Disney and then the general public is tomorrow, Thursday the 30th. So if any of these sailings sound really exciting to you, I would love to help you get to Lighthouse Point or any of the other summer places. They're going back to Europe this summer. They're going to Alaska again, summer 2024. Our family went to Alaska last year, and it was incredible.
I want to do that. I want to do that one. Big time.
Yeah, I would love to help people plan an Alaska trip. Now that I've been there, I feel like I've got some really good suggestions for people on what they can do. So anyway, if you're interested in any summer 2024 cruises, please let me know, and we'll get you booked up, and it starts tomorrow. So let me know today.
Yeah, and I can tell you guys, when you book with Rachel, I swear she treats your vacation like it's her vacation. You can feel her excitement for you over the phone. So that is going to be a lot of fun. I can totally see myself doing that.
I would like a shot at this, yes.
I would I think you need to. We need to get you. Because I remember you didn't do Rocket Roller Coaster. We finally got you on.
Yeah.
You haven't been on a Disney cruise. I think we need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they launch out of New Orleans.
No, that's a great point.
Very convenient for you.
Because I hear different experiences about the cruise as opposed to the park, so that would be...
It is. I love it. I mean, I like it. Sometimes I kind of like it preferred over the parks at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You kind of got to get that in through your head. It's kind of like now when I go to Disney World, like my time in the parks is kind of limited. I enjoy my time more outside of the parks at the different resorts, trying different restaurants, doing that kind of thing. And the same thing with the Disney cruise. And I think that's part of the mentality as you go to Disney is once you've gotten rid of that mindset, like I've got to go see everything. Once you've seen everything there is to see, and you're just showing up at the parks just to catch the things that you haven't seen yet, you open up your eyes to a whole different form of entertainment. Yeah, and the cruise succeeded in an area I didn't think that they could, which is to deliver Disney outside the parks.
At a very Disney level quality, everything, yeah. So now Disney has 2 ports too. And so you said there's I remember there's limited cruises that do both, but there's a lot of cruises that go one or the other, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And most of the ones that are going to Lighthouse Point specifically are out of Fort Lauderdale on the Magic. But the Fantasy is doing them out of Port Canaveral as well. But those are the longer cruises. So if you want a shorter one and you want to do Lighthouse Point, definitely look at Fort Lauderdale and the Magic. Okay.
Fort Lauderdale, Lighthouse Point. Got it.
Yeah, and I've never been on the Magic, so I'm actually kind of excited to check out Lighthouse Point summer 2024 in a new ship.
All right.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah.
So you have plans to go to Lighthouse Point?
Yeah, I think we're going to go Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
2024.
Wow. That would be a week-long trip, or is that
no? Just a 3-night. Because I'm for those of you out there that don't know, my day job, I'm a teacher, so my days off are kind of limited. But it turns out for Labor Day weekend, we actually get a 4-day weekend. So doing a 3-night cruise is workable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely look for that trip report toward the fall of next year.
The cruise is so far in advance, but what's good for people to know is that you can book early, and the deposits are refundable with Disney Cruise Line, which is really great, and you get the best pricing if you book early. It doesn't usually go down.
Excellent. So we got a great rundown of what they're doing.
Yes.
So now it's time to talk about what we would like to see, the Magic Our Way. What are the things that would get us down there booking? I guess tomorrow we're recording all of it. Well, not tomorrow. I can't do it tomorrow. I can't do it till Wednesday.
I would gladly do this as opposed to going to work.
So what are some thoughts here? Like, what would we also like to see on Lighthouse Point? So what are other additional things you like to make sure is included with that?
Well, for me, when I visit an island that Disney runs, no offense, I don't want to be enveloped in Bahamian culture. If I wanted that, I would have booked a cruise to the Bahamas. And I've done that on a Disney cruise, and you go to Nassau, and you actually see the Bahamas. If this is the Bahamas done by Disney, to me, this is pretty simple. I want to step off the book and see Typhoon Lagoon. I want a lazy river. I want to snorkel with some sharks. I'm talking about water slides out the wazoo. All that. Like, that's what I would like on an island run by Disney. If we're talking about what I would do. Because, I don't know, man. It makes me think of California Adventure. Mm-hmm. Why would people want to visit Disney's version of California when they're in California and they can just go see California? Why would we want to see Disney's version of the Bahamas when they can just easily book a cruise to the Bahamas? Well, it's like one thing. Like, if you go to California, you go to New Orleans Square. Well, New Orleans is all the way on the other side of the United States, or like you go to Orlando and you see Africa, and it looks like that's one thing. But like when you're in the Bahamas and the island's themed after the Bahamas, like I want an island themed like, give me like a pirate themed island. Give me Tortuga.
Oh,
I want to see Tortuga, like as an island that you can explore and you can play in. Now that's just me talking, like what I would prefer. That has nothing to do with what they're doing. So now that I'm kind of having to wrap my head around the fact, okay, it is the Bahamas, I'm thinking what I would like is a stage to showcase some local musicians.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see some musical acts. I want to be able to grab a drink, sit out on the beach, and see like a huge stage where I can catch some local acts.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Parades, that kind of thing. That I think that's kind of big in Bahamian culture, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would be kind of cool. I'm trying to think of like for the kids, zip lines, that kind of thing, where you grab on the thing, zip line over the water, let go, drop in the ocean.
That'd be great.
Drop in the ocean.
Exactly.
You do it, kid. Let go of the rope.
Not to get off topic, but a lot of the things that you're suggesting, they have at the Royal Caribbean. They have live music. They have people who are dressed in what they're saying is sort of local Bahamian, like traditional costumes. They come out and play the drums in the morning. They do like a drumming thing, and then they kind of parade off into the island. And when you walk into the island, they have music going and local musicians and a zip line. It doesn't go into the water, but they do have a zip line. But yeah, that's a lot of stuff they do have. But
Royal Caribbean.
I think there's some really exciting things that I'm seeing in these concept art pieces. The buildings look beautiful. They've got these curved roofs that are like super colorful. They're supposed to mimic this like curved coastline and Caribbean colors. I love that.
I dig the colors. I really like the colors.
Yeah, it's very bright. That's what I looked at in the concept art. It's very bright. It looked almost like seashells, like large seashells.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the local culture piece. That's something I like about what Joe Rohde does.
Sure.
So I'm looking forward to that. But I think you're right. Like I want to see the local culture in the music and in entertainment and like kind of showcasing what they love about their country and their culture. The thing that I would love the most, I don't think we're going to get. I would love a big pool. I'm more of a pool person than a beach person.
I couldn't agree more.
I like to look at the beach and be in the pool.
Okay.
Right there with you.
Yeah. It's been plenty of time by pool.
I don't think that's coming. But maybe.
And don't get me wrong, like, again, when I said, like, this is not my preference, it doesn't mean that I think this is going to be bad. Doesn't mean this is like, I would never visit there. I think they're going to do a great job. I'm just saying, like, imagine visiting an island that was basically made up like, I don't know, like Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
Like the old downtown Disney district.
Set up
Here's a comedy house. There's a beach. That would be a cool idea, like an adult themed island. Like, you can go to Castaway Cay, that's our family, or you can do the singles cruise and go to Lighthouse Point.
Yeah.
In the adult beach section over there.
Like a Disney type sandals?
Yeah, like a adult friendly beach, like where it's like they have like a topless section, they have like the Princess and Senior Frogs, like Princess and Senior Frogs.
Yeah,
where you can do like body shots off the Little Mermaid or something
like that. Yeah,
right down to the fin.
Yeah, like
back here. I got more salt.
Totally Disney's thing.
Yeah, no, it'd be I'd be booking that 2 years in advance.
That's
right
like the off-brand Disney.
Yeah,
that's like what you find in New Orleans.
No, but seriously,
you weren't serious? I'm going.
I do think that would be fun. though. I do think it would. Disney will never do that. That's why I said seriously though. It's not that I'm not. Hey, that would be fun. Like, hey, this is just for adults, and we're going to allow you to do this, and this. That would be fun, but they'll never do it. So that's why it's like, well, it's not even worth.
But I like the part of again, like you say, splitting it up.
Sure,
because like you said, you have a little bit for everyone. I'd be on board with that. I do like the thought of the cabanas.
The
cabanas are great.
You need a lot more cabanas than they have in Castaway Cay. Those things sell like that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I was gonna say. Because especially if in some of these, right, I think you get a massage on one of the private ones, right?
The big ones,
The big ones,
yeah. So I mean, I'm all up on that right there.
That'd be nice on the beach. Yeah.
Are those cabanas air conditioned? Because we couldn't get one.
No.
Okay.
But there's a nice breeze off the beach, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Always with the water.
There are going to be, actually, it's one fewer. I just looked it up. It's one fewer cabana on Lighthouse Point than Castaway Key.
That's interesting.
Man, so you got to. So it's going to be like Survivor. You got to fight somebody to get the massage cabana.
I bet you, like, if you like all the different tiers that they have, if you're this level, you probably get to book those cabanas before anybody else does, right?
This is true. Yeah.
No concierge. It's actually very hard to get a cabana if you're not concierge or platinum. And like you were just saying, there's a new status level for Disney Cruise Line. They're launching it for their 25th anniversary. And so as of May 1st, the top tier level of sailor is the Pearl level. So it'll probably be hard to get cabanas now if you're not concierge or Pearl. Like Platinum might even have trouble after.
Oh, my God.
Well, that just makes it oh, man. Now it's back to classism again.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Then after that, they'll have the Black Pearl level.
Right. Right? Yeah, I mean, you know, you have the Kraken level after that.
A chair massage, that's it.
Come on, all I want to be touched.
The Pearl level is 25 sailings or more.
Come on.
Damn.
Wait.
That's so many.
That is a lot of sailing.
So wait, just even get a cabana, I gotta sail the 7 seas 20-some times before I even get, like...
Or be concierge.
Yeah. Basically, you have to be a member of the Illuminati.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah.
I know a guy in the Masons. I can't tell you his name because he killed me when I go home. Maybe I talk.
But it's just the sailings, right? Doesn't matter how long the sailings were, right?
Right.
Like,
yes.
you could do like
so
25 3 nights.
That's something that's different about Disney. That's not the case with most other cruise lines. Okay. So most other cruise lines, you get credits per night. So like I've only taken one Royal Caribbean cruise. It was a 3-night, so I have like 3 points with Royal Caribbean. But with Disney, it doesn't matter how long the sailing is, it's how many sailings have you done.
Nice. You could do 25 3-night sailings and
you could
be concierge or whatever that level is. Interesting. Pearl, that's it, the new one.
So basically, I could just never go to the parks again if I want a chance of seeing this in my twilight years.
In their budget, that's true. This is correct, yes.
Okay.
Well, and what a lot of people are saying, and they're right, is that if you look at the pricing on the cruises and the pricing at the parks now, it's not that much different for a similar length trip, and the cruise includes your food. So I do think if you're weighing what do we want to do for a vacation, it used to be, well, we don't have the money for the cruise, so let's do the parks. And I think that that's more even now, you know?
Yes.
So you got to think about like what kind of experience is it that you want. The parks are definitely like thrilling and attractions and shows, although the cruise line has great shows.
Yeah, they do.
Great shows.
Yes.
So, you know, if you're looking for more of a laid back, you know, you're not getting up at 7 every morning. You're not, there's no rat race. If that's what you're looking for, the cruise line is probably a better trip for you at about the same money now.
That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, I'm not down with the rat race.
No, everything sounds great except for when you're 6'2" and try to shower.
That's true. Have you done the rainforest room though, Danny?
Oh God, yes.
Rainforest.
Well, you can shower in there instead. I've heard tell people go shower at the gym.
But you got to be careful about which button you hit because you go from tropical blast all of a sudden to Arctic blast, and then next thing you know, you're freezing your butt off in the shower.
This is in your room?
No.
This is in the spa.
It's spa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you go to the spa, and I tried every one of them, and you get in there, and they're like, they have all these different labeling to, like, one is like Arctic blast or sea breeze, something like that. But you would press it, and it was like standing in a shower, and you would experience different sensations. So like it's like a light rain, and all of a sudden it would build up to a hurricane, and all of a sudden it would be like this blast of cold water that would hit you out of nowhere, and you'd start to freeze. It was funny watching, not just me, but other people experience it.
Yeah.
That sounds like Mater in Cars 2 when he was in the bathroom, pressing all the buttons, and all these things are happening to him.
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying.
I know, it's crazy. Shrinkage. Big time.
No, but I bought that pass the first day. I'm like, I'm coming back here. That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So anyone else, like, what else would y'all like to see?
I had two things I was thinking of.
All right, go for it.
One of it was like an escape room theme. It'd be nice to have like an escape from the Bermuda Triangle kind of room.
Yeah.
Or a hurricane. Maybe escape from a hurricane. I don't know.
No, I like your first one.
But the Bermuda Triangle, I think, would be kind of fun. And then the second one I had was like an Amazing Race style Pirate's Treasure find.
Oh,
looking thing.
wow.
Because Bahamas has a whole history of pirates, and rumor has it that a lot of pirates have stored their treasure, and some are still haven't been found today. All over the islands of the Bahamas. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to have that kind of a style, a family event to do, to where you find the treasure. You can have different parts. So
sure, I was thinking about that with the whole idea of having an island themed off to Tortuga, where you get off the boat and it's like you're stepping foot on the halcyon. You get to role play as your favorite pirate, or whatever, and make up your own backstory. And maybe kids get handed the treasure map, and it's a scavenger hunt. Yeah, but you go to here to here to here to here until boom, you find treasure. That kind of thing. No, I think that would be great.
Yeah, because I was thinking about people that maybe aren't beachy types, they like the whole boat life, cruise ship thing, but they're not really of the beach. That could be a totally something alternative that they could also participate in. That would be a lot of fun for the whole family.
I've seen Jaws too many times to enjoy being in the water that much, but it's fun out there. But without a cabana, without having shade and everything to kind of go back to, that was when Lily got sick the next day, and then that's what it ended up being. Too much sun.
Too much sun. Yeah. All right, let's go on to our next story. And the next thing we're talking about is something that they had not announced yet, but the stories have just been released. So this is something that they were planning on doing, but kind of put on hold because of the whole lockdown and all that kind of stuff. But that is the idea, and we covered this on the show, and that's the idea of a Mary Poppins attraction over in Epcot, which was part of the whole Epcot overhaul thing, when you had the Play Pavilion and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Technically, everything we're about to talk about was unofficial information, but it was a leaked concept art and architectural designs that were commissioned by Walt Disney Imagineering, allegedly, but it looks like definitely it would have been done. That indicates, you can look at it and it's total. That indicate what they were planning to do for this Mary Poppins attraction over at Epcot, specifically over in the UK Pavilion, right? And we had talked about this earlier on a show when we're coming up with stuff, dreaming stuff up, and Danny came up with the Mary Poppins bathrooms on 274, so go check that out. And I'll throw a little clip in it in all of our social media channels so you can check it out.
Yeah, my niece loved that one.
Yeah, I liked it too. That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, we need the bathrooms. But we'll talk about that when we get to the Magic Our Way part. Mm-hmm. But the stuff that they were talking about was essentially, the long and short of it, another teacup style ride is what they're imagining for the Mary Poppins thing. Now, it would have had an elaborate set of pre-show areas. So the queue would have consisted of a bunch of pre-show areas, kind of like the Enchanted Tales with Belle. And you can see, if you look at the concept art, you can see the rooms that the people would go through. On the right-hand side and on the left-hand side, you can see the turntable for the different teacups and whatnot. You go through the different rooms, and eventually you get into the teacup ride, which will be like a 2.5D experience. So I don't know what the half dimension experience would be, but maybe you don't splash with have much water or whatever. I don't know. There's much hot tea or something. I don't know. But it's essentially, rumor has it that maybe the pre-show's kind of like with Enchanted Tales of Belle, maybe a little bit better than the actual ride itself. Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, well, that's kind of plausible because we're looking at just a basic teacup attraction type ride.
Sure.
It's not the advanced type system of this concept like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree or the Alien Swirling Saucers. But this is like your typical Mad Hatter ride, just another thing.
It does seem like, you'd be stepping foot on the spinners, but that the backdrop might be coming to life.
Right, changing kind of like Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Exactly.
So they would have incorporated that technology into that.
So you'd see cartoon, kind of like penguins and whatnot, like, the typical Mary Poppins.
Yeah, like with projection mapping.
Yes, projection map, all that kind of stuff. So that, and you're looking at a little redo of the area with cherry blossoms and all different kinds of stuff as part of the fan art. And you can see this on various websites when you're doing Mary Poppins. But yeah, the big thing that the Disney Fan Universe is talking about is this attraction with the teacups, man. So how do you guys feel about that?
Haven't we said everything we need to say about spinning in a teacup with Mad Tea Party?
Well, I do, as a note, I do think it's supposed to be those bowls from the sequel, Mary Poppins Returns. That was that whole bowl. They were like riding in the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that what that is?
I think they're the bowls.
They're bowls, yeah. So not teacups, but bowls. Same ride system.
It's a teacup style ride system.
Yes.
But I think the vehicles themselves are the bowls from that sequel movie.
I'd rather fall through the tub like they did in the movie and start swimming around.
Yeah.
Oh, the bathtub. Like, turn them in the bathtub.
Actually, that'd be a killer
much,
way.
Much better. Yeah,
give me the Little Mermaid ride system. And, like, you know how you supposedly go under the water? Mm-hmm. That's when we can go through the tub. But I digress.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That would have been kind of neat. Okay, yeah, so it's the bowls. I forgot about the second movie.
I definitely didn't get that, but good catch, Rachel, because, that is definitely what that is now that I see it.
The thing I love about Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks is how they are able to mix animation with live action. Mm-hmm. That has always been what has made those movies so compelling to me. Mm-hmm. Even as a kid, like them like in Bedknobs and Broomsticks in the ocean, and there's this whole animated world, but they're live action inside. And so if this attraction would somehow put you inside an animated world in a way that, like, kind of like the movie where some things are live action, but some things are coming at you and they're animated, and that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, a lot of these things, I think they say them in narrative and you're like, oh yeah, I would love to be inside a Mary Poppins movie. And then it happens and you're like, oh yeah, okay, sure. So I don't know. This could have been one of those for sure.
Yeah. Part of me has me thinking, like, you know, because you have the whole scene from the first movie with the horses, right?
Carousel horses, yeah.
And I'm wondering if they couldn't have advanced that type of ride system more. Kind of like what they did, the carousel, right? Yeah. Kind of like what they did with the original Journey into Imagination, where you did have a carousel set up at one point and the cars went around. I thought that would have been kind of cool if they had, like, a carousel type thing with the horses. But it's like, you don't know how in carousels you can see on the other side and there's the people over there. But maybe you don't see them, but you're, like, in your horse, you're kind of isolated and they have those projection things going around as you're going around.
It's going the opposite direction you are. So
it
gives that look
so it looks
of
like
movement.
the look of movement or whatever else, or whatever you want it to do. I thought that would have been kind of cool alternative. If they're going to do, like, a little limited space round table kind of thing, that would have been a nice way to do it and advance a pretty old ride system. I tried and true ride system with the horse carousel, but something a little different.
I thought you were going to be like, it was like a trackless ride vehicle kind of thing, where it starts off as horses on a carousel, but then the horses kind of break off of the carousel.
See, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if they have the room to do it, but that ultimately, that's what I'd love to see.
You know, and that's kind of what I took into account is the space that we're playing with, because obviously when you're doing Blue Sky, imagine, like, yes, I mean, you build the biggest and best things in your mind, but I kind of like seeing the limitations of the space that they were working with and saying, okay, well, this is what they wanted to do with that area. Yeah. That's when I started thinking about what else could you put back over that way. And like I said, I think once you've built Cherry Tree Lane,
oh yeah,
you're going to have something that people are going to want to look at, take pictures of, just stand in and absorb. But here's what I would think would have been a cool little thing to do. High tea is something that my wife kind of enjoys doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and seeing that we're in the UK, that was one of the first things when my wife and I went to Europe that we did. We went to high tea together because she's such a fan of that.
Yeah.
And maybe you turn 17 Cherry Tree Lane into some kind of like a restaurant / like cafe kind of thing, where each room is set up like a room of the Banks house, but it's like the house kind of comes alive, doors and drawers open and close, photos on the walls, move and talk.
Yep.
There's a mirror where Mary shows up every so often, that kind of thing. Then the waiters come out and they're pulling out your silverware and your dishes out of this bottomless carpet bag, like Mary would carry, that kind of thing. And then, in the course of your tea, who shows up at Mary and Bert? And they go around the table to table and take pictures, and it's like a little meet and greet kind of thing, and you have your scones and your cucumber sandwiches. Maybe they do a duet with Jolly Holiday or something like that.
But not chimney sweet Bert, because we don't want that dust getting everywhere.
Yeah, no. Although that would be fun if you grabbed like your cucumber sandwich and left soot all over it, wouldn't it? But I would think, like, given the spatial limitations, like, what if you did something like that over there? And they do a tea over at, they used to. I don't know if they still do it. Rachel, maybe you would know better than I. Over at the Grand Floridian.
Oh yes. That tea room has not reopened since the pandemic. I feel like I recently heard a rumor that it was going to come back. When you know how the Grand Floridian, it's kind of being refurbished right now. Like Narcoossee's is closed, but it's come back now just recently. And so I had heard that maybe that was going to reopen as part of the Grand Floridian refurbishment, but it is not available at the moment.
Okay. And so then there's a gap there. And I think that because when Lily did it, she had a blast. That was one of her favorite things. She walked away with an Aurora doll that she adored.
Well, they had like an adult version without the characters too.
Oh,
and
do
that
they?
was really cool. Yeah, you could just go for high tea.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
either.
it was like between. I want to say the hours were like 1 to 3. It was like limited in the afternoon, but they just had like an adult. It was like a 3-course high tea.
Nice.
Like I remember the first time, like I went with my wife. There was an Alice in Wonderland tea.
Yeah, my daughter did that one. That was cool.
There you go. It was all for kids. It was like very much a kids related thing. Whereas the other one they did with the Sleeping Beauty, the kids were there, but the mom could be
Right.
there as well.
Right.
Yes.
But the other thing was like you just dropped your kid off, and it was like kiddie daycare. kind of
They
thing.
actually, you could not go in.
Right,
They would not
right.
let us. Yeah. It was cool though. My daughter had a blast, but that is also not happening right now.
Oh, bummer,
Well,
man.
because it was at 1900 Park Fair and that's not open.
Oh, I love that
that's a
place.
steak right to my heart. That's
Yes.
my favorite.
Ouch.
So yeah, though that's what I would think about doing with that space is opening up like a little high tea kind of thing and having a Mary Poppins meet and greet. But again, the room comes alive. You know, Mary does little things and the room starts moving.
I don't know if you have seen the Mario Kart stuff from Universal.
Oh, yeah.
But that has a bunch of augmented reality. Like you wear sort of a visor that makes like parts of the attraction come to life in augmented reality. I wonder if there could be like some kind of walkthrough in the Banks house that has like this animated augmented reality as you walk through. Like the animated characters are coming out and the penguins are over there, and that would be cool.
That'd be
would
awesome,
be really
yeah.
cool. Like maybe she does something where she spins the bowl or something like that, and then a wall opens up, kind of similar to a Runaway Railway. And
Yeah,
you step
yeah.
into the cartoon world.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be good.
Maybe they have like one of those traditional where the room goes upside down stuff.
Oh, yeah,
that's
like
really
the
good.
topsy-turvy.
Yes, yeah, that'd be kind of crazy.
That's a great idea.
'Cause then,
Kev.
you take off the goggles, like, wait a minute, it's really happening. You put it back on just to
Yeah.
feel safe.
But everything's just still
It's
above
like, what's
you.
going on? Yeah.
Oh, man.
That'd be kind of neat.
That's crazy. It's what
No, I
they-
like that. I like the high tea thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do too. I think it's a good mother-daughter activity. That's something that my wife and my kid love.
Well, it's very posh, right? Because then you have the pub over across the street where people just get sloshed and you have fish and chips. I think it's a good balance.
That make
That
that
is a
work.
balance. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think, there's just, and we talked about this with Michael Maines, is just that when you walk away from your Disneyland vacation, what do you remember? Oh, that ride was so amazing, or, oh my God, there was that part where Peter Pan took me by my hand and started dancing with me. And the live action character interactions that you have, he's right. That is what sticks with you.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are attractions that are just iconic and you experience them. But I mean, those little special moments that just you can't plan for. They just happen. Like so many times, like you wait in a line for an hour and a half and you're like, this better be good. But when you just happen to wander across, like I'll never forget wandering by Snow White's wishing well. And there, out comes Snow White. My daughter's the first person she sees. And she leans down and starts acting with my daughter. And my daughter's just jaws on the floor like, oh my God, Snow White's talking to me.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference because it interacts with you and stuff. Yeah. What else? What other ideas you'd like for the Mary Poppins?
I mean, right off the bat. Now it makes sense after Rachel explained about the sauces and everything like that. Because I was immediately just thinking, like, why don't they just make an umbrella, and then like the handle is like where you would sit, and so
Like Mary's umbrella?
yeah, like Mary's umbrella, and so now the best because like Danny said, it was a short amount of space. So I wasn't. I know it's concept art, so I know that's not the final thing if it
Right,
ever
right.
comes to fruition. But I was like, what would be cool is like kind of like the Peter Pan ride, where you're
Yes.
where you're kind of like you're floating down, and then like you're seeing some, but you Mary Poppins. You know what I mean? Like, so in other words, like you're in the umbrella. But
You're the
like,
Poppins
You're
now.
Poppins because I'm just a fan. For me, I'm just a fan of that. Like, there's not you definitely have to see the world. You have to see the environment. But if it's a Mary Poppins ride, like yes, Mary Poppins say, hey, you want some medicine? I got you. You want some tea? I got you. But what she always did was be like, oh no, we in trouble. What we gonna do? Did she come down on the umbrella? Like, bam, here you go, I got you. So I think like having certain scenes where Mary Poppins has an integral part in the movie, boom, you're her, you're on the umbrella, popping down.
Poppins from the hood.
Yeah, popping from the hood.
Poppins like it's hot.
Popping like it's hot.
Poppins like it's hot.
Like it's hot. Like, come on, Poppins, we need something over here. What you want? I got you, fam. I got you.
Because it reuses like a ride system that it never reuses for anything else.
But it makes sense because you're floating now
Yeah.
as you go to each site. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I dig it.
And the meet and greet is definitely will reinforce that.
No,
as well.
and the umbrella motif, I mean, that's so Mary Poppins. Like, I was just thinking when you said that, I was like, man, maybe for like high tea, turn the umbrella upside down, like make it into like a little tray, and that's where you put all your little sandwiches and stuff like that. Just have more of a, like a decorative kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's a mainstay. It's a mainstay, especially if it's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being a teacup, but like y'all said, there's so many motifs that still use that theme. That like, the only other thing is the umbrella.
Dude, you could totally have like lunch in the sky. You know how I like to have those little restaurants in the sky?
Yeah.
And you could do it like the scene where the dude's laughing and you're up and by the ceiling and stuff. So if they had a tall building, they could just, you sit at the table and then you get raised up and then you get served your food and all kind of stuff.
And they're playing Nowhere to Go But Up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That'd be neat.
I like that. All
right. Any other ideas? Rachel. Yes. What other ideas?
I mean, I'm still on my augmented reality walkthrough. I like that idea.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that the concept art had like a moment sort of similar to Enchanted Tales with Belle, where you would go through a space to like get into the imaginary world, and that was something from our first trip that was so cool. We took our daughter into Enchanted Tales with Belle. She was 3, and the mirror starts to grow. And even as an adult, you're watching it and you're thinking, like, how are they doing this? Like, that is
that
so
was wild.
amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
And like that's always what I thought Disney, like where they shone the brightest was when they do those things that make you wonder, like, how are they accomplishing this? Like those visual magic tricks. And so I would love to see more of that. It doesn't have to be a thrill ride. It doesn't have to be expensive. That it would be something that you're just you walking through, but it is visually amazing. That's what I would want. Something like that.
That kind of stuff kind of puts you in check as an adult as well. Like I remember you hear Enchanted Tales with Belle was announced as opening, and me just being like as a dude, just like, what the
yeah,
like, it just seems like a waste. And I'll never forget one of the biggest fights I ever got into with my wife at Magic Kingdom was she was tired, she was ready to go back. Lily had just gotten mated up over at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and now she's Belle. Yeah, now she's Belle. And I was like, okay, we've been sitting around waiting for this for an hour and a half now. I'm tired. I want to go back. And it's like, we can't just go back. She's got made up as Belle. She's got to go walk around and be Belle for a little bit. Like, no, I'm ready to go back.
Yeah.
And long story short, she went back to the room. Me and Lily stayed in the park. And I took her to Enchanted Tales with Belle. She got chosen to be on stage.
Yes.
And she got to meet Belle. Thing. And I got the whole video of it. And what a moment. Worth it.
Worth the battle.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I remember the first time I went on that thing, I was like, it's raining. Let's just go. And then the whole mirror thing happened. I'm like, wait. I don't want to go through. I need to figure out how this thing works. That thing just blew me away.
And then Lumiere starts talking to you like, son of a bitch.
Well, the cupboard and stuff was talking too. It's like, oh, she's right there.
Yeah.
That would be neat. I agree. Yeah. A nice little, another walkthrough thing like that would be pretty killer.
Freaky.
And save space. Save space for sure.
So, guys, coming up on April 22nd, it is going to be Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary.
Oh,
hey,
nice.
Quarter of a century.
Basically, what they've said is that as part of the celebration of Disney's Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary, we're going to get new food offerings, new specialty merchandise, and exciting limited time only character sightings in the park. And the resort also promised that there will be more surprises on April 22nd, the actual anniversary date itself. Having said that, up until this point, what we've gotten is a look at the Disney Animal Kingdom 25th anniversary Tree of Life cupcake.
Oh, I'm looking at pictures right now.
Tree of cake.
Can't have a holiday without a cupcake.
Yep, exactly.
I'm sure everyone is booking now to get that cupcake.
And that's fair. Everybody needs a birthday cake. Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Oh, fair.
Cupcakes, you don't have to cut. You don't have to serve plates. You just give it.
Tree of cake.
Fine. Cake.
We also, the two merchandise options that were announced are the 25th anniversary bucket hat for all you people who look good in a bucket hat.
Bucket hat.
I think that extends to Gilligan and no one else.
I didn't think bucket hats were still in style. I thought that was like when I was in college.
There's a bucket hat.
Oh, JJ?
Yeah, JJ. Oh, there you go.
I have a 6-year-old that looks adorable in a bucket hat.
Oh,
there
you go. Okay.
So bucket hats are back.
So maybe bucket hats are a thing again. I'm just too old to comprehend that.
I don't know if they're a thing past age 10.
Oh, well, there's that.
Wow.
Then there's the 25th anniversary button-up shirt.
Button-up shirt.
Button-up shirt. Yes. It's like a yellowish type of fabric.
Okay, like a zebra type plant-like pattern.
Was
okay.
the guy like made of silk or something?
What's on the buttons there? I can't even see.
25.
Yeah.
Oh,
Little
25.
25.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
25.
All right.
So there's that. Also, Moana is going to be showing up to meet and greet with guests near Discovery Island beginning on April 22nd. So that seems to check every box of the stuff that they've announced, but it has all of us wondering, that's it? Anniversaries used to kind of be a big deal at Disney.
Kind of, sort of.
Big deals.
A little
yeah.
bit.
Absolutely.
So we were wondering, and I think we probably already know the answer. This is, is this a good enough offering, what you've seen thus far, to go ahead and make sure you're there in April? Because we're talking about less than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
Is this good enough to make you book a trip like now to go see Animal Kingdom for the 25th anniversary?
A cupcake and a shirt.
Cupcake, a shirt, and a bucket hat.
And a bucket hat.
And a chance to take a photo with Moana.
The shirt does have a patch, a 25th anniversary patch.
It does.
Oh, well.
I don't know if you knew that, if it makes a difference.
So I'm assuming no.
Not for
No,
me.
No.
Not for me.
Rachel?
No, I'm not
No.
intrigued by this.
No. So we thought it would be fun to have a discussion around the table. What could Disney do today that would make you, like, within a month, they'd have it ready to go? And let's just assume they've been planning for it a little bit. We haven't seen them build anything. Let's assume they've been planning for it all along. Like, maybe not a month, maybe a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's assume on that date they announced something for the future. What would you like it to be?
See, I wouldn't mind if they throw out like some new additions to the menu for Tiffin's. I like that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be enough to get you down there.
I mean, I like Tiffin's.
I do like Tiffin's,
I mean,
yeah.
now granted, the first time I was there was a very majestic moment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, but this is within a month. I mean, you can't
Right,
really
right.
build a ride or nothing. But yeah, most of the stuff that they have there to serve, I would be curious to see if they kind of say, hey, come with a pretty nice, I don't know, zebra thigh delicacy or something like that.
You want to eat a zebra?
I don't know. Have you tried a zebra?
Zebra
I
thigh.
have not tried a zebra. That's disgusting.
It might be good with some holiday sauce or something. I don't know.
Holiday sauce. I like how specific you were with that.
Yeah, well, in other words, like, yeah, I would try something different, like on a menu that I hadn't eaten.
Like
Zebra
from
with
that
the
to be done
bechamel
with.
sauce.
There you go. With
Maybe
some
if
gumbo.
like every 25th guest gets a free zebra, then that would make me go. But I don't want to eat a zebra.
Well, maybe that wasn't the right example.
That's like eating a horse. What the hell is wrong with you?
What, you softening? What? This times is tough out there. Some people don't have nothing to eat.
You would eat a horse.
I would try a zebra.
I would try a zebra.
A zebra's a horse.
Yeah, but it's a different type of horse.
It's a different colored horse.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of tough.
I mean, typically I'm a cow person, but I'm just thinking, for me, that would be an interesting thing to have as an alternative choice
Zebra.
for the restaurant.
I think Eli would go to the Animal Kingdom for the 25th anniversary if they took him in a helicopter, gave him a gun, and let him shoot an animal and he gets to eat it. Whatever it is. Shoot a rhino, shoot an elephant, shoot a zebra, shoot a giraffe, you get to eat it.
Big game hunting?
Big game hunting.
That's kind of awesome.
That was a joke.
I knew it was, but it was an awesome joke. Have some dinosaurs out there. You get to try it.
Oh,
and get
man.
That. But,
Okay, all right.
go ahead. But within the month, just saying something added to the
That's
different
within the
menus in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Kev?
I want a zip line from my hotel to the park.
Good Lord.
For each of the hotels that are here, I'm just give me,
Oh,
I think you're going to have better luck eating a zebra.
I was gonna say,
just give me a zip line option over the animals, straight into like tree life.
maybe zip line the zebra with you. I think
Yeah,
that's-
yeah, we'll just do that. Kind of like a ski lift, but zip line.
Wow, you are
Let's
adventurous.
just do that. Why not?
All right.
That would make me curious enough to see how the heck are they going to do that?
So
Because I thought it'd be because at one point I was because I was thinking about a month what could they do, and originally I thought, man, Indiana Jones kind of like zip line adventure would be cool around the park.
Oh,
but that
wow.
might be like really, really. You won't be able to do that in a month. But you could probably do a straight zip line straight into the park. That's like your special entrance.
No, but that seems to me to be something that they could be building that you wouldn't know that they're building.
Yeah.
That to me, like I would give that a month. Because like I would go, so where I would go with it is I would say what I would like to see is them bring back an opening day attractions, and that's the Discovery Island riverboats.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I
can
would
see that.
love to see them bring that back, but do it right. And make it that tease for Beastly Kingdom that we never really quite got. Like, all we saw was fire shooting out of a cave and some armor around there. I want to see that dragon's head peek out of that cave.
Oh, maybe that's what I could zip line over from the hotel.
There you go. Right, see? And then the fire from the dragon breaks the line and you land in Animal Kingdom and you're like, I'm here.
Barbecue.
Yeah. And then you like knock the dust off you.
What an entrance.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
I dig it.
Yeah, but I'd like that, dude. Yeah, you see a unicorn out on the boat. You see the Kraken come along. Like, yeah, do us like the Discovery Island river boats that we were supposed to get. I'd be cool with that. No Navi. No
Navi.
He's got feelings.
I do have feelings. I am in my feelings. I
have feelings right now.
There's no. But here's what I would offer as an alternative. All right,
alternative to the boat or
alternative to the boat line. Because yes, that probably will take a little while to build.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would say the other thing I would think about building was the Adventurers Club.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's,
Put that right smack dab in the Animal Kingdom. I think you get something. Even if you, in the interest of time, you turn Tiffin's and Nomad Lounge just for a brief moment, just as like
a takeover.
There you go, a takeover,
like a pop up.
Yeah.
And then judging on the popularity, you open your own somewhere else.
Yeah, you could just take over where the Kite Tails area was and make that like Adventures Island.
There you go.
Instead of club, but now it's an island.
Why not do that? So
man,
that's what I would think about doing in the interim.
I dig it.
Congaloosh, baby.
All right, what would y'all like to see announced long-term for Animal Kingdom? Because I got to admit, Animal Kingdom is my favorite park beauty-wise. Like, it is that one park that you walk into and your jaw hits the floor the minute you walk in there. And just like, this...
Yeah,
this
Animal Kingdom is my favorite park, period.
Yeah.
It's a pretty park. I do like that park.
It would be my favorite park, and it kind of is, but it would be my favorite park if it could just figure out a way to capitalize on its message. It's the one thing that I worry about. And don't get me wrong, Animal Kingdom is not the only one that's suffering through this. So many of the other parks have lost their way. You know, like when Epcot was supposed to open, it was supposed to be the futuristic city of tomorrow. Well, we didn't get that. We got a World's Fair. Hollywood Studios was supposed to be working movie studios. Well, we didn't get that.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom was supposed to represent animals that used to exist, do exist, and never existed. And now, like, they're talking about getting rid of dinosaur. They're talking about, adding Zootopia in there. And I'm just like, the one element you've got of animals that never really quite existed was the Yeti, and he doesn't even work anymore. So I really just wish that they would do a little... I mean...
Embrace that concept?
It's still a half-day park, and it should be...
That's my complaint, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I want to hear them announce is... That park is gorgeous at night. And like Pandora, the whole thing was built for night. Like, what are you doing? They're closing at 7.
Thank you.
They close at 7 almost every day. And they're going to stay open until 8, starting up soon on the weekends. But even at 8 o'clock in Florida, it's not super dark yet, especially with us headed into summer. And so I just we got to do something about night, folks.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I know Rivers of Light wasn't very popular. I really liked it.
Really?
I did really like it, but I can hear that other people did not. But they need to do something. They have that whole theater space. It's such a shame that park is wasted at night right now. The Tree of Like Awakenings is so wonderful. You really need it to be dark to see that. They do the fireflies in the tree leaves is so cool.
Nice.
I don't know if y'all remember. I want to say it was like 2017, maybe 2016. They had like I don't want to say like VIP, but it was more of like a signature after hours experience where you could go in. They had like really good food, hors d'oeuvre style in the Harambe area. And it was sort of it was more like a dressy experience. They had live music. I would love like a signature dining sort of food festival street party.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
And it's at night after a nighttime show. Maybe you even have like an exclusive showing of a nighttime show, like being part of this. Like you have a VIP seating area for the nighttime show, and then you go into the Harambe area and you have the signature dining kind of hors d'oeuvre thing, live music. Like African music, African drumming.
That would
and
be
then
cool.
and then you get a nighttime safari with the night goggles.
Man,
Dude,
oh man.
I'll take all that and add a nighttime parade, and I'm there.
That's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Like a killer parade.
It'd be more of like an adult targeted experience.
Like a food and wine kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's late, so it's not really for families. Not that you couldn't bring your kids, but it would be more of like an adult target.
I'd be down with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I remember we ate at Tiffin's one night. It was me and my whole family. It was like 8 of us, 9 of us. I mean, we must have dropped hundreds of dollars there. And we got out late, and it had just turned night. And I was like, all right, on the way out of the park, let's just go right instead. We'll go right through Pandora. You got to see Pandora at night. It's gorgeous. And again, I'm not an Avatar fan, but Pandora at night is a must-see.
Right.
Yeah.
And there they were at the entrance, standing there. Nope, can't go this way. You got to go that way. Got to go that way. And it's like,
They're
come
forcing you out,
on,
yeah.
man.
What a waste.
I know. It's such a bummer because they offer such beauty there at night, and it's just because they haven't figured out something beyond that to keep that park open longer. Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like we're all kind of getting shortchanged. So I like that idea. Anything that keeps Animal Kingdom open longer, I am 100% on board for.
Yeah, that would help crowds for sure at the other parks.
Yeah.
Because where are they going to go? They're going to go to the other parks, especially if they can hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
nice.
Africa, I mean, my God, they have such great food. Rachel's
When
idea.
you have all those people on your staff already that are trained in that style of cuisine. You like go over to Chico, go over to Boma. Like you have people that are already doing that kind of food in a elevated way, and they're just delicious food. I love those restaurants. Just Tiffin's has the same kind of stuff. Nomad Lounge. Just take those people and have them create some amazing hors d'oeuvres.
100%.
Small plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
More so than a dessert party, for sure.
Yeah,
enough
no,
dessert
I don't
parties.
need another dessert party.
Yes, exactly.
No one needs another dessert party.
Tapas type thing, absolutely. I'm down for that.
Fair enough.
We already got our cupcake. We don't need another one.
I was going to say this needs to be a cupcake-free experience.
Yes.
All right, long term.
Long term.
What could they add to the Animal Kingdom? You're like, I'm coming.
Wakanda for me.
Yeah.
Wakanda would be killer.
Pretty damn good.
Can they do it though with the Marvel?
Oh, Marvel Universal thing?
I think they could.
I don't know what those licenses.
I was going to say, because we were talking once about because I remember asking them about Guardians, because well, how can they have Cosmic Rewind if there's still the issue of the Marvel licensing thing over there with the Mason Dixon? And it's like, well, I guess it only works for certain people, not other people.
Certain characters and stuff?
I think as long as they don't include the Black Panther, they could do it. And especially considering, unfortunately, what happened to Chadwick Boseman.
Well, fair. Yeah.
And then you watch that last movie, and really, the Black Panther made no appearance,
no impact.
I mean, if you wanted to have an area of Wakanda focused on the market area, the armored rhinos, that kind of thing,
just they sell it. I don't know, some kind of cool pelt or something. There's some kind of history of it. Yeah.
That would be cool. Actually,
I think they could do it, but they would have to leave the Black Panther out of it completely.
That would be cool.
I could see them doing that, though.
But that's still, I would still take some sort of thing where you can still have some of that mysticism in it.
Yeah, I bet you they can include the Dora Milaje. I bet you they could.
Oh, all over the place.
Because the Dora Milaje is not included in anything Universal's done.
Shuri could. Shuri could be there as well.
Yeah, Shuri could be there, but she could be the Black Panther.
No, she
but
could be just Shuri.
For Shuri.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, a Dora Milaje massage, that might be something.
Dora Milaje massage. Dora Massage.
Dora massage. Help me. Protect my back pain. Hurry.
I would take a Umbaku meet and greet.
I was going to, this one had me pumped up second, but to bring back the original Flights of Passage, but giving the birds cooler stunts. I'm not really
cooler stunts.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not.
Oh no,
Flights of Passage.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Flights of Wonder.
Flights of Wonder. Thank you.
Wonder.
I caught it. I was like, no, that's not right. That's
Cooler
average.
You said it, birds, and I was like, I don't know if I'd call the banshees a bird. But
Yeah.
they might get offended by
I
that.
almost for a second said birds are pretty. No, that's DC.
When you
That's
said
a
original
different-
version, I was like, wait a minute. Have they
Yeah. What does Eli know that I don't know?
I caught myself in there. I don't know. I know what you
Flights of
guys know.
Wonder.
You mean
Flights of
before they were
Wonder.
blowing the air in your face so you wouldn't throw up?
Yeah, back in those days.
Right, okay, there you go.
the nauseous days.
Yeah, no, the flights, old school flights of Wonder.
A cooler bird show.
A cooler bird show. I mean,
Awesomer stunts.
Yeah, awesomer stunts, or just just more something interactive for the audience. Because I always thought that was a treasure.
Yeah, that was a neat little attraction. I dig that.
I love that one.
Empathetic birds.
they need more attractions.
They do.
100%.
Yeah.
I have a hard time advising people to buy Genie Plus at Animal Kingdom, because there's just not that many things to use it on. I mean, even if you got a Genie Plus pass for everything, you don't need it for Bug's Life. You don't need it for Nemo. You don't really need it for Festival of the Lion King if you don't mind getting there like 15 minutes early.
Yeah.
You know, maybe on a busy day it would be helpful, but normally not. And so really you're just talking about Everest, which you can do single rider line if you need to. My family doesn't do Cali River because I don't enjoy walking around like I just got out of the shower with my clothes on. So we skip that. Flight of Passage you got to pay for individually anyway. And Navi River, you know, if you hit that in the morning, it's not that bad. So anyway, I just, you know, more attractions would make that park a fuller offering.
Man, I tell you what, if they do Wakanda in that area, in the dinosaur area, they could use the dinosaur ride system to like ride the rhinos.
And well, here's the thing: like, you'd have to include the Wakanda animals because it's Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta fit.
Yeah,
but that ride system lends perfectly for riding rhinos.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I would like to go to a place like Wakanda. I was thinking about some of the blue sky things they talked about at D23 this year, like Moana. They talked about Zootopia. They talked about Encanto, and then it was kind of gray whether they meant Encanto at Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
but
beyond Big Thunder.
Yeah, right. They like moved right into that, but the line wasn't very clear where one theme park started and the other one stopped. But I just don't know if I'm dying to go to any of those places.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm with you on that, 100%.
I mean, I loved those movies. I just don't know if I'm dying to go to those places. Wakanda would be cool. I would want to go to Wakanda.
I'd want to go to Wakanda.
I wonder if there's another, you know, they have like Africa and Asia. I wonder if we could do like an Oceania, like part of the world. You know what I mean? Like, the Africa and Asia parts of the park are more based on real locations on planet Earth, but then they have some IP in them. I'm wondering, like, what if we did sort of like an Australia, New Zealand, like Pacific Islands area, and it has some Moana in it, but we're really like going to that real part of the world. I would be interested in that.
All right, just real quick, I know I'm kind of hijacking the conversation. Does Moana belong in the Animal Kingdom?
If she's a part of them expanding the world that they represent, I think, you know, she would be as much a part of the Animal Kingdom as Up made sense in Asia, I guess.
I don't
agree. Know how much that makes sense, but it is like related, I guess.
Yeah.
They had Kevin.
That movie's in South America. Actually, it doesn't make any sense at all now that I think about it.
I mean, I'll make it even simpler for you because I mean, I remember going to Disneyland, meeting Moana in Adventureland. So I'd say right now, if you had to put in Moana in Adventureland or Animal Kingdom, where would you put her?
I'd probably put her in Adventureland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it?
Right.
Like if you're going to put Moana in the Animal Kingdom, the only really tie to animals that she has is.
Hey.
Well, I was going to say the realm of monsters, wasn't it? Like,
oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
That
would be cool. What if you had an attraction where you got to go meet
the crab?
Tamatoa?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, that would be cool.
Kind of like the interactive attraction with Tamatoa, right? Kind of like with Crush.
Yeah.
What if it was like, have you all been at Universal? There's this fountain that'll talk to you.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
What if it was like a much more modern, cooler version of that, but it was Tamatoa?
That would be kind of cool.
That it like talks to you and it'll interact with you. That would be kind of cool.
All right, so let me tell you what I would do. One, easiest thing in the world, bring back Beastly Kingdom. I would love to see Beastly Kingdom in the Animal Kingdom. That was supposed to be the draw that kept people there for nights. That was supposed to be here's the roller coasters, here's the adventure, here's everything that you were looking for, and here's why Animal Kingdom is not half a day park. In the absence of that, because that's kind of cliche now, especially on this show, because we bring it up all the time that Beastly Kingdom should absolutely be built. But Onward, I think, would make a good addition to the Animal Kingdom. Because you're talking about a land populated by fairies, populated by trolls, elves. What is it?
Centaurs.
There you go. You got all kinds of different animals there. So I would be okay with that as a replacement because nowadays you just can't open a land unless it's tied to an IP. I would be okay with Onward being added to the Animal Kingdom as a land that you can explore with an e-ticket ride built in there somewhere.
Along with other like mythological creatures or just like Onward?
Well, Well, but Onward did all the mythological creatures. I mean, like, what I liked about Beastly Kingdom is, like, you didn't just get the mythological creatures. You got, like, cryptids. Like, Loch Ness Monster was going to be in, like, they would have a restaurant called Loch Ness Landing where you would sit there and the Loch Ness Monster would come out of the water every so often and whatnot. So, like, you had cryptids, you had the creatures from fairy tales, like the Billy Ghost Gruff. They had that on the bridge.
Oh, you can have that restaurant too.
Right, yeah. So there was all that, but what I liked about then was that, can you imagine, like, I think it would be so fun, like, to have a meal at the Manicore's Tavern.
Well, yeah.
That would be cool.
I think that would be really great, having that as kind of your centerpiece of the park. And all these little mushroom houses that you can go explore in. That could be like a kiddie area you can play in. You can go on a ride on Guinevere. That could be your e-ticket attraction. So I was thinking like something along those lines. But in the absence of all of that, give me my Mystery Shack. I want Gravity Falls. Oh,
yeah, Gravity Falls. There you go.
I would take Gravity Falls, even if it was just like an escape room, like a Gravity Falls escape room.
Yeah,
where they kind of lock you and you got to figure out how to solve the riddles to get out of the room, and then you go and into the next thing. I would totally be fine with that. And actually, the escape room, they could probably build that. And like, I mean, escape rooms aren't that tough.
Yeah, they don't take up that much space either.
Yeah.
You know what? Never mind. Put that in the put the mystery. Yeah, I'm going to go Beastly Kingdom or Onward as a land to add onto Animal Kingdoms to make it more of a full day park. And Mystery Shack could be one of the things that they could just build that in a month.
Just do it. Yeah. Black box.
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy.
That would be kind of cool. You go by Harabi Market, and there's just this object just sitting right there, just a big question mark right there. And you go into it, and then boom, you just
kind of disappear in. Yeah, that would be kind of neat.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what the theme of the park is, but it doesn't really have a centralized theme. That's kind of what hurts it.
Well, it does have a centralized theme, but they let it go. Like when they didn't build Beastly Kingdom, they lost. Like the problem is you bring in real animals got to go to sleep. So you need
what do you have at night?
Yes, exactly. What do you have at night while the animals are sleeping?
Night animals.
So that way you can kind of keep everybody else entertained. And it was like, we've got Camp Mini Mickey.
Right.
Yeah.
So
well, I think, if you did more of like an Oceania, like Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands, it could be more of like an aquarium type thing. And then the like nighttime, that would be a possibility there.
And a Bluey meet and greet.
Ooh, Bluey.
I would take Bluey. My kids would love Bluey.
That doesn't belong in Hollywood Studios with the preschool stuff.
Disney Junior.
Probably so. Yeah, probably so. But I mean, if you're talking Australia as part of that whole Oceania, why not? Let's go down under.
But yeah, no, for sure.
But I would like a Pete's Dragon meet and greet or something like that. I would like to have Pete's Dragon back into the mythos of Disney lore. Well, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for that awesome discussion, guys, about Lighthouse Point, Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary, as well as the Mary Poppins ideas in Epcot. If you have any ideas or have any thoughts and questions or whatever, or if you're curious about how to book, man, you can get in touch with us. We're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. Look, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, you can get in touch with us through the following ways to share your opinions on anything we talked about today. First way you can get in touch with us is to shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com, or you can call or send us a text message. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815-
MOWEEKEND
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of people that do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things for comics. Eli, what's up?
Yeah, of course, you can always check out my artwork. It can be found at www.ivorycomics.com. You can see all the work that I have from Project Geisha, The Molly Be Damned, and of course, Savages. All these books are fully colored. The only advertisement in them is for the Magic Our Way podcast. So it's like getting 2 comic book issues in one with just one ad. So, I mean, you can't beat that. And, of course, there's a link to this podcast so you never miss a beat. So you can go read the book, see what happened while you were listening to the podcast, hit pause, go back to the link, and then you're all up in the synergy.
I'm confused. Say it again.
There you go. That's how good it was. There's a link that comes back to the loop that goes back to the link. That's what happened right there.
Looper.
There it is. Linking looping it. That's it. So, please support the indies. So www.ivorycomics.com. Thank you. Right there. Facebook.com. I can be found there. Eli H. Ivory, as long as you're a real person, lovely to meet you. If you're a bot, cannot greet you. Do not want my family coming after me telling them that I gave them like money to win for a sweepstakes when I didn't do it because a bot did it. You know, and then next thing you know, my family don't want to talk to me no more. So this is tough. So yeah, if your bot can't talk to you. Facebook also has a page for Project Geisha. So facebook.com/Project Geisha. Please check that out as well. Instagram, I'm right there too. I don't know why, but I post up hearts and likes right there. EIV504. And on Twitter, of course, you can find me at Hancock10166 unless Elon Musk said, hey, look, here's a Tesla. Just get off of Twitter. You know, otherwise, I'm still right there. So if you appreciate the madness, you're just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a Disney Cruise Line vacation, or if you want to book a vacation to be part of Earth Day, as well as the 25th anniversary of Animal Kingdom, and you can do so through Rachel of Wishful Wanderings Travel. Rachel, what you got?
Yeah, I work with Wishful Wanderings Travel, and my goal is to just help you have the most relaxing, memory-filled vacation that you possibly can. And I really do treat them each like they are my own. Actually, I treat them better than I treat my own. Just ask my husband. So I would love to help you plan a great trip. I just, like, as an aside, this was great, and I'm just so excited. It was awesome to be here for the first official show.
Yes.
So thank you, and I'm really looking forward to what comes next. But yeah, you can reach out to me. I would love to help you book a trip. Again, you can reach me at rachel@magicourway.com. You can also call me or text me as well, and my number for the travel is 978-432-WISH. I'm on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook at Our Family Magic. So the letter R and then Family Magic, all one word. And yeah, I would love to help you book a trip, and I'm excited to be here and looking forward to it.
It's so refreshing to work with a travel agent that has a real phone number, a real email address.
Still not
it does really work. Yeah.
Still not used to it.
And guys, she's not kidding. Like, seriously, if you want to, she'll get you. If you're not excited enough about your own Disney vacation, and why aren't you? You're going to Disney. She'll get you excited
and be with you every step of the way. I can attest to that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also, like, as much as or as little as you want, right? Some people, especially people who listen to Disney podcasts, like, they really want to be in charge of their own trip, which is, like, me too. I get it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So if that is you and you just want to book to help support the podcast, support a small business, I love that. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't have to be up in your business either. So if you can have it your way is what I'm saying. And if you book with a travel agency and a small business, a little bit less goes to Bob Iger and a little bit more comes to regular people like you and me.
There you go.
Man,
excellent point.
Well said.
Kudos. And look, y'all, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole, and you can find them all on the website, magicourway.com. Plus, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/magicourway. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohegans, we say Kwaherini. My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.